So I just noticed that. That's the magazine yesterday.
Okay, so we just start while we wait. Because of the name is small, medium. So because of the name is a small, medium enterprise management and development. As a SME management and development. Okay. There are sorry. Okay, so we have 5 chapters, and this was supposed to run for 2 classes. So we take maybe 2.5 classes today, then we'll finish up with the next one. All right. Overview of small and medium scale enterprise. And this will tell us the definition, the type of SMEs, the nature of SMEs, the importance of SMEs, the challenges faced by SMEs, prospect of SMEs, and institutional policies towards SMEs. That's our focus. So at the end of this chapter 1, you're supposed to have understanding of this: the definitions, the types, the nature, the importance, the challenges, prospects, and the institutional policies towards SMEs. So, definition. Now, there are a lot of definitions about SMEs depending on the country, right? The location. So, if you have the material, you must have seen definitions. I'm sure you should have gone through the material, but even if you have not, after this class. So, we have definitions from the US, the European Union, but I want to limit, for sake of time, right? I want to limit this class to the definition in Nigeria. So in the Nigerian context, which is the environment we operate in, what's an SME? And I'll be giving 3 definitions. The first one is from CIBN, Central Bank of Nigeria. The CIBN SME are broadly defined as business with turnover of less than 100 million per annum and or less than 300 employees. So for you to identify that this business is an SME, right? You should be able to say how much is their turnover in a year. Okay? If their turnover is less than or 100 million, then it falls to the category of SME. Are we together? I don't know. This slide will be made available after this class, and the material also will be shared. So you can just listen and then later you can read up, right? Madam at the back, are you having challenge? Huh? Okay. Okay, please just listen. I'll share the material so that you save your time. And so according to CIBN, SME is a business organization that their turnover is 100 million and less. So if your turnover, your revenue for a year, not for a month, for a whole year is 100 million, then you fall into the category of SME. Please pay attention as we go, because I'll be just dishing out small questions so that I'll be sure we are together. All right. Study by the IFC, that's the International Finance Corporation, shows that approximately 96% of Nigerian businesses are SME. That's a huge number. So it means only 4% are big or global organizations. The remaining 96%. So let's say we have 100,000 business in Cross River, for instance. This statistic is telling us that 96% of them are SME. Now, why is this important for us as a microfinance bank? We'll still go there, like how this relates to us. But I will have you understand that MFB, Microfinance Bank, operates mainly for SMEs, right? That's the scope. So you should be able to understand the market you're operating in. Are we together? All right. So in the same study, SME represents 90% of the manufacturing/industrial sector in terms of number of enterprises, and they contribute approximately 1% to the GDP, compared to 40% in Asian countries and 50% in US and European countries. And what that means is that as large as SME is in Nigeria, they only contribute 1% to the GDP. GDP is the gross domestic product for the country. That's not so much an impact, right? 1% to the GDP. And they are 96%. All right. So just follow the trend. Now, definition of SME by Bank of Industry, right? We've given the definition by CIBN, and CIBN says if your turnover is less or equal to 100 million in a year, you are an SME. And if you employ 300 persons, you are an SME. So let's see what Bank of Industry says. From the chart below, they categorize it into three. That's micro, small, and medium. Now, we have the definition in terms of employee, in terms of assets, and turnover. So you can define or group an SME into these three categories. You see that you are defining them by the size of workforce, the employee, or by the size of the assets they own. Assets are the things an organization own, right? Are we together? Yes. Then by their turnover. So you fall into a micro business if you employ less or equal to 10 persons. So if you're working with a client, for instance, a customer, and you check the workforce and they have 10 persons, you can say these people are micro businesses. Then less or equal to 5 million, your assets. So if you cost the generator, if you cost the furniture and fitting, if you cost the computer equipment of that business, and it's less than 5 million, it means the business is micro business. Turnover. Their turnover must be equal or less than 10 million. That's the definition. Then you have for small, medium, for small organization. If this one stop at 10, it means Even if you employ 11 persons, you are no longer a micro business, you are now a small enterprise. Then when it comes to your income or your assets, sorry, from 5 million to 100 million, you are a small enterprise. Then your turnover from 10 million to 100 million. Then we go to the medium scale. Now, if you employ 50 persons from 50 to 200, you are a medium scale. Then your assets, then your turnover is more than from 100 million to 500 million. Bank of Industry say you are a medium scale enterprise. But according to CBN, right? How much did CBN say your turnover must be? 100 million. Yes. So Bank of Industry is saying, no, even at 500 million, you are still not a big business for us, right? And this should define, these are the criteria they use when they want to judge your capacity. If they want to give you facility, like in that level, if they want to give you capacity, they just say, okay, how much is the turnover in a year? If you mention anything between 500 million and below, they know where to put you. If you say 10 to 100 million, they know where to classify you. Now let's go to the nature of SME, right? We have dependence on few employees. We've seen from our definition, 10, 20, 100 persons, right? As an SME. If the employees are between this number, then we have relationship. Now, from my slide, I did a summary notes. So I may be reading from here and explain afterwards. Okay. Okay. Now we've talked about dependence on few employee relationship. For relationship, SME have more relationship with their customers because from what we define, they are not that big. So you can have one-on-one interaction. Okay, let me ask. Econdo Bank, does it fall under SME or large company? SME. Why? Why is it an SME? Okay, so going by staff definition, we are an SME. What about our turnover? SME by our turnover. Okay, but if you use the CBN. All right, so I just want us to be putting this in context. Now we have a relationship. SME, they know their customers. They can relate well with the customers. Then we have simplicity. You don't have too much complexity when it comes to SME. Like, yeah, some of them have structures, but not all of them, right? So there is no complex, like having a board, having a management. Some of these are clients you relate with. I'm sure you know some of them don't have board members and they don't have management. You just have one Uche and Sons enterprise. And it's the accountant, the manager, but he has like 2-3 persons that do all of that stuff. All right, so simplicity. Then size. We define them by size. And when it comes to size, I think the criteria is the employee, the assets, and the turnover. So if you have those criteria, you can tell if this business falls into SME or then access to finance. Access to finance. Another important thing as it concerns us. These people have access to finance. They are supposed to have access to finance. And microfinance is the ideal finance package for them. It should be easier for an SME to come to a microfinance bank and access finance than to go to a deposit money bank. And if we know what we are doing very well, and if you are in for business, I think we should do more business in our locality here than all these deposit money banks. Now, they can do business in Lagos, Port Harcourt, those big cities like that. But when it comes to this, our immediate environment, I think we have more SME than, do we even have, okay, I don't know too much of Cross River, but do we have a company in Cross River that is not an SME? Do we have? Yes, Lafarge is not an SME. Plumbing. Field plants. Go to the slide before this one. The one before this one. Can I come to okay. Please look at this definition before you classify, right? So I think those flour mill and Lafarge, right? Yes, those ones. So you say which contract staff do they fall under this? In an SME, they are not. Now, contract staff are working for an organization. So that organization claims them. You can't claim them as your employee. That are not outsourced. Yeah, they are your staff. If they are not outsourced, because I was thinking Jackassel, for instance, you can't put their employee under your. Okay. So we should be able to get the price. They are not so access to finance. Okay, that is a policy now. Access to finance. SME play a key role in economic development and make an important contribution to employment and GDP. Thus, financing access is good for them. Talked about that. We'll go to the next slide. If you have questions as we go, you can just ask. Even though there is time for Q&A at the end of the class. Importance. What are the importance of SME? And number one, we have being innovative. SME brings innovation into the economy due to their size. How does that work? Innovation. Who can help us? What do we understand by innovation? And how does SME bring? Okay, just help us with innovation, and I can tell you how they bring innovation. Do we have an idea? What do you understand by innovation? New ideas. Updates. Is there a difference between invention and innovation?
Yes. Innovation can be ideas, right? Invention that not be invented and carried out.
Okay.
But invention is just putting the ideas to the product.
Okay. Okay. If I understand, you are trying to say invention is innovation in flesh and blood, right? That you have done. Okay. Now, SME, because of their nature, they bring innovation because is it a case of they don't have anything to do? Small company can dare anything, unlike large companies that will be very skeptical about taking risks. For small business, what you get? One man, you don't even need anybody to, you can just wake up one morning and say, you don't want to be going here like this again. You want to try this way, right? So they are quick, they bring innovation. And when this innovation succeeds, large companies can capitalize on it because they feel like these persons have worked on this project, so we can, now they will not bring their own finance and tech and bring it up on the large scale. So SME are breeding ground for innovation. Partnering with large businesses. SME partners with large businesses. Now, except for those that want to remain small, the whole idea of starting out as an SME is because you want to grow, right? So your partnership with large companies is a platform for growth. And when that growth happens in your own small space, it affects the global economy or the Nigerian economy. You contribute to the GDP, you employ more persons. Are we together? All right. So our next slide, we talk about the challenges faced by SMEs. Challenges faced by SMEs. What are the challenges? Poor managerial skill. That was the case of Bridget and Daughter Enterprise. She's the CEO, she's the accountant, she's the tax consultant, she's everything. And you can't be jack of all trades. If you are trying to be jack of all trades, you'll be master of none. So that's one of the challenges faced by SME. They want to do everything. Please.
If you are saying that people that do everything, for example, in founders that are managing directors to bank,
Okay.
like you are the owner of the bank,
Okay.
but you are the sitting managing director.
Okay.
But that means
No. You are the city managing director does not mean you don't have structure. You can have that control at the top, but you should delegate. You can't be a founder and you are skilled in finance, you are skilled in operation, and you'll be going to mobilize deposit and you are going to appraise loan, right? So you can have that control at the top, but you should have people that report to you and give you ideas, expertise. You leverage on expertise
They are
too.
not family members.
They are not
Unlike
okay. You don't bring family members, yes. You don't bring family members. And I think that's one of the weakness in Nigerian politics. They give or dash out appointment based on, I know you. They don't go for expertise. They say you were loyal to me during campaign. Just hold this one, take manager side. When we have brains that can really make the system work. So poor managerial skill is one of the challenges faced by SMEs. Poor or inadequate infrastructure. Poor or inadequate infrastructure. You know what that means, right? So we can just go. Lack of access to finance. We know. Even you know. Before you can give money to an SME, you have to ask for everything. And if this guy have everything, why don't you just sell this everything and put the money into the business? So these people they lack access to finance, like compared to big corporation, right? The next one, unfair competition. And that's because we lack creativity. Somebody is doing this thing, is working, the next person is just opening right beside the person doing the same thing. That's unfair. The person has not even cashed out from the business idea and initiative, and you are now sharing the market, the small market that the person is. Unfair competition. Government bureaucracy. That's bottlenecks in the system. Even with you trying to survive, government is trying to want to press your neck, register for this, pay for this, all of that. Those are the challenges. You have those people too. Unofficial, low demand. This one is subject to unfair competition, low demand, right? But it can stand on its own. When you are not, a business idea, you consider you should be cashing out 50M in a month. But because of plenty competition, we now share that 50 million among the markets. Multiple taxes and levies, low investment commitment to bring pilot plan to commercial scale. So I'll just go to anyone that is looking like it's English. I'll try to break it down. No investment commitment to bringing pilots. Now, these people may know what to do, like to bring this business to a full scale, but they might not be willing to bring out the money or to, and in Nigeria, we don't like to do partnership. I prefer to have Johnson and Johnson Chartered Accountants than have Johnson and Bridget. Do you understand? So that will lead to low investment in. Then inconsistency in economic policy and weak implementation. If there is economic policy that is profiting these people, the next administration comes, it scraps it off. Like there's one during Jonathan administration. I don't know if that is there's one. I'm trying to remember the name of the program now. That was organized for people. They train them, then they give them money afterwards, and I don't know. They give them money. All these small. You win at the. You win, say? Yeah. So those administration or administrative policies like that, when it comes, it doesn't stay. No financial inclusion and exclusion. We've talked about that already. You don't bring these people on board on finance generally. Those are challenges. Now, prospects. Economic development. Prospect is what can these people really do? What is the future? What is the future in them? Right? Economic development. Imagine if we have viable SMEs. Viable, I say, because we have SME in Nigeria. Statistics show that they are 96%, and their contribution is just 1% to the GDP. That's not a good one, right? So economic development, if we have viable ones, they can contribute meaningfully to the economic development of the nation, employ more people, there'll be money. Encourage investments. Encourage investments. Now, if we have a standard SME, it will encourage investment. People will want to invest. Like instead of buying the shares of Dangote and UBA, an already established organization, people want to, this guy is doing well in tech, let's put money on. So it will encourage investment. Structural balance. Encourage technological development and innovation. SME, this one has to do with innovation when they innovate, and we talked about that. SME will produce specialized items in small quantities to meet current and diverse demand in the markets. Healthy competition, creation of employment opportunity, trade globalization, mitigation of rural-urban drifts. Now, if we have viable businesses, viable SMEs, because most of the persons that go from here to, let's say Lagos, for instance, or one of those big cities, and even those that travel out, comparing Nigerians to the outside country, it's because of for job sake, right? So if we have viable SMEs that have structure, not a one-man business that you are working and you're not sure if you'll be working the next month, people will want to stay. Instead of going to increase the Lagos population, who can stay and work with free money. Now, the next slide is institutional policy towards SME development by small and medium enterprise developments. Now, this is the theory part of it. I'll just read this, then you read more in the material. Now, as part of its developmental function and mandate to promote a sound financial system in Nigeria, the Central Bank of Nigeria launched the Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprise Development Fund. So CBN has a package for SME, right? This is now institutional policy. Like, is there any policy that is supporting SME? And they say, yes, there is a policy. And the policy is the one developed by CBN, and it is called Micro, Small, Medium Enterprise Development Fund. And what they do is that in recognition of the significant contribution of SME in the country, the subsector is characterized by a huge financial gap which hinder the development. Now, we talked about access to finance, lack of access to finance by SME. Now, this policy or this fund that is created by CBN is designed for an SME. So they have the definition of an SME. If you want to take money, of course, you can't go, CBN does not relate with businesses or individuals like that. So they relate through banks and microfinance institutions, right? So they have a fund. Like, okay, we have a package we want to give out to SMEs. You can get from this fund. And what that will do is that they will give you at an interest, but it's cheaper interest, so that you can have access to it, do business, and grow. All right. Thank you very much. That's chapter 1. So we have the question and answer session for chapter 1. Madam, it was too short. Okay. Let's go to chapter 2. Yes, we are going to chapter 2, but we have question, objective question anyway. Let's just answer briefly, then we go to chapter 2. Let's be sure we grab 1 or 2. Minutes. Okay. I have the question. So we have 10 objective questions here. I'll just read out the question. If from what we have learned you have the correct answer, just say A or B. Number 1 question. Right. So 1. The definition of SME varies from country to country. True. Why is that? Why is that? Correct. True. Of course, we have. Nigeria is not SME. This one you are saying you are doing 5 million and above. You are no longer an SME in Nigeria. In the US, with your 1 billion self, you are still in SME. Now that the size of the economy will determine the definition. So true. Definition varies. Yes, that's all right. Question 2. The CBN defined SME as to have an annual turnover not exceeding how much? 100 million. We have the option here: 50 million, 200 million. Okay.
No.
Is this coming from the system? Why is that? Okay. I'm surprised. Okay, which of these best describe innovation? Which of these best describe innovation? What they're asking is that which of these will fit in perfectly to the definition of innovation? Number 1, development of new products. Number 2, development of new production process. Number 3, commercially successful exploitation of ideas. Number 4 now, adding value through invention. Which of these successfully describe adding value? C is saying commercially successful exploitation of idea. D is saying adding value through invention. Commercially successfully exploitation of idea. C. When you commercially and successfully initiate an idea, you sell it and you cash out. SME has no impact in the absorption of production process within the economy. True or false? SME has no impact in the absorption of productive process within the economy. False. False. Because they absorb factors of production. They use it to work. Okay. The easiest and common type of loan available to SME is dash. Short-term loan, long-term loan, line of credit, grants. The easiest and most common type of loan available to SME. We have short-term loans, long-term loans, lines of credit, and we have grants. Short-term loan. All right. They said loan, so you know grant is not introduction. All right. We'll go to chapter 2 now. Right? Okay. But it's not a loan. So you have to understand the question. They said loan. They didn't say finance. If they have said type of finance available to them, so you can choose grants, but they said type of loan. Let me get the question very well.
I think it's either long term or short term, but that depends on either the assets of the company or the turnover.
And since we've defined SME, so if you fall within SME, the type of loan that is generally available to you is short term, irrespective of your asset. So far, your turnover or your asset or the number of staff you employ falls within the definition of SME. Short term loan is the most common type of loan that is available.
What's the
Duration for short term loan. Do you have credit officers yet? So I think personally, 1 year and below is short term. 1 year and below, that's 12 months. If you're now taking 18 months, 2 years, it's not a long time. So 1 year. All right. Chapter 2. Entrepreneurship developments. That's chapter 2. Learning outcome. At the end of this chapter, students, readers should be able to define the concept of entrepreneurship, explain what business startup and model development means. Creative. Yes, that's the topic. Entrepreneurship developments. I thought we were supposed to be saying it, but we are not. All right, entrepreneurship management. What is entrepreneurship management? I'll just read the definition from here, show light. And so according to Global Entrepreneurship Institute, entrepreneurial management as the practice of taking entrepreneurial knowledge and utilizing it for increasing the effectiveness of new business venturing as well as small and medium scale enterprise. Now, we know what entrepreneurship is, right? And we can see what management is. Okay, so just marry the two of them together and you have entrepreneurship management. You understand? It is the practice of taking entrepreneurial knowledge. And entrepreneurial knowledge has to do with pooling resources, right? You see opportunity as an entrepreneur. You're on the lookout. You see business venture. Then you go and mobilize all the factors of production to make sure you bring these ideas to life. So managing the whole process of making sure you take advantage of the business idea, you deploy the resources and the management expertise to make sure you bring that idea to reality. That'll be entrepreneurship management. Okay, entrepreneurial management generally focus on the following vital issues. This is the focus of entrepreneurial management. Number one, what is the venture about? What is the venture about? This we have to do with mission and vision statement of the business. I used to confuse these two, mission and vision. Who can help me clarify this? What's the difference between a vision statement and a mission statement?
Vision is long-term goal, but in summary, while the vision is elaborates how to achieve.
I didn't get it very well.
Vision.
Yes.
A long-term goal of the man because they are engaged sometimes. They are put in very short. Mission not elaborates. How when.
All right. Can you give us the mission statement of Ekondo? Or any other person? Any other person? What's the mission of Ekondo? Anything?
That's the tagline.
Yeah, that's
Like it. What's the mission? Let's get the mission and the vision. We can now.
So now people are still compliments.
So
HFA.
yes, sir.
Good morning now.
All right. Please. Let's just finish up. But while we are still getting it right, entrepreneur.
Within the microfinance sector, that's a mission. To lead and excel in the provision of safe banking and other financial services within the microfinance sector.
Okay, that's the mission. Then what's our vision? Where is the destination of this? What are we trying to do? All right. So in simple time, why is this trying to connect? Vision. The vision is the just try to remember. The vision is the destination. Now, this is what we want to achieve. This is our vision. Then the mission is how do we get here? What are the things we need to do to make sure that we get here? So we provide safe banking, we provide fast, reliable access to loans, we provide this. If we provide all of this, it will get us to this destination. Now that is one of the vital focus of entrepreneurial development, right? What's the venture, what the business is about, what is the vision and mission. Now, I can guarantee some of the SMEs around here does not have mission and vision statements. Maybe some person just retire and you have excess liquidity, just want to open shop outside, right? Maybe say get where you go every month. But for an entrepreneurial development, you have to have a vision and a mission statement. Number two, where should it go? That's the goal and objective. The goal and objective, where should it go? That will speak to defining your markets, right? You cannot say, I want to be producing, what's now? You're not even sure what you want to produce. You just have a product and you don't have a defined market. You don't have the class of persons or the group of persons you are targeting. You just say, okay, you're producing for everybody. But here we should have an objective and a goal. How we will get there, that's the growth strategy. What should we do from year 1 to year 2? This is what we should do. From year 2 to year 3, we should be able to do this. I like the metamorphosis of this bank. They were first a community bank, then a unit microfinance bank, and now a state microfinance bank. And who knows? We're going to national microfinance. All right. Now, that's the part of the process. You should know where you should be at a given time. Then we have what we need to get there. That's another thing. What do you need to get there? The resources, the people. Now you can start up and be the accountant, the CEO, and everything. But as your business grows, you should make provision, right? Even if you can't employ the person to stay in your office, you can outsource. And I hope we are learning this thing for ourselves too, beyond MCP classes and the rest. Just some of us will be doing business, or we have partners, family members, and your customers, most importantly. You should be able to help them, right? So you should know what you need. What do you need per time? At this time, one sales girl. At this time, you should get 2 sales girls. At this time, you should even get someone that will supervise so that you don't even come. That's how structures are built. As your business is growing, you make provision for the resources, both human and material. Now, what structure is the best? How much money do you need? And that's financing. How much money do you need? How do you want to finance? Do you want to use your, because mostly, right, you are starting out an SME business, mostly they use their personal savings or contribution. You just say, okay, I have 100, no, I have 1M. I can be able to do this. Or you need 150M, but you have 100M. Instead of you going to the bank, and bank will not easily give loan. I don't know if it's the policy of this bank, but bank normally don't give loan to a startup, right? You have to be doing something. Let's know, who knows, say you do what you do before we ahead. So you have to be doing something. Now, for an SME starting up, how they raise money is their personal savings or relative. Just call someone you know abroad. This, I'm doing this thing. I've never bothered you all my life. Support me, I beg. Right? So finance, but as time is going, you now know, do you want to partner with someone? Do you want to borrow money? Do you want to, how do you put it now? Go public, right? From Johnson & Co. to Johnson Limited. You bring shareholders. I have this business idea. I've been doing it for 4 years. Bring money. I'll give you a share. You share the risks, share the profits. Now, the vision success. How will you recognize the destination? That's the vision success. The vision is the destination. Vision success is now, when you get to that destination, how will you know this is the destination that you're going to? What are the KPIs, key performance indicators? Maybe you can say, okay, you start out and your revenue in a year is 1 million. Now say after 10 years, you want to be doing a turnover of 100 million. So after that 10 years, you assess yourself. How much turnover are you making? Have you gotten to, and when you get to the destination, you get a bigger vision, right? Contemporary view of entrepreneurship. Contemporary view of entrepreneurship. Who can define entrepreneurship for us? Like the primary, secondary school knowledge we have. Say somebody is an entrepreneur. Can still remember. Entrepreneur. Okay, what are the factors of production? Yeah. To achieve the company's goal or your personal goal. So you are an entrepreneur. You can fish out these factors of production. You just wake up and you want to produce something. Then you check out the factors of production, the land, the labor, the capital. How will you coordinate all these factors of production to achieve that thing you want to achieve? Now, the contemporary view of entrepreneurship. According to a professor in Harvard, the name is Howard Stevenson, the godfather of entrepreneurship at Harvard Business School. Entrepreneurship is the pursuit of opportunity beyond resources control. The pursuit of opportunity. Okay? The book days, you want to write that pursuit of opportunity, because that's the contemporary view they are giving to entrepreneurship. The pursuit of opportunity beyond resources control. Beyond resources control. So pursuit, we know what it means to pursue. So you see an opportunity, you go for it. You go for it, you pursue it. And resources control, beyond the constraint of resources. Even if you don't have the resources you need, you can maneuver how to get it. Partner with people, sell things, just do something to get the resources you need to achieve that opportunity. Business startup. That's another subheading on the entrepreneurship management topic, chapter 2. Business startup. Then we have the motivation for business startup. What motivates people to start up a business? That's the question. Open up. What will make someone want to start up a business? To make profits. Okay. Now a question for you, right? If you calculate that if you start a business, you make a profit of 500,000 per month. Your calculation. You make a profit of 500,000 per month. If you start up a business, then a condo is offering you a job for that same 500,000. What will you decide?
I will go with my business. I will go with my business.
You go with your business. Yes. Why, please?
Because I'll have more time to concentrate.
More time to concentrate.
Then I'm flexible.
Okay. That's where I'm going. So beyond the money, which is profits, your time for yourself.
Yes.
Flexibility. Independence. Nobody. Okay, yes, you can think like that. So we have the first one, the second one too. A business is going to pay you 200,000 per month as a startup, and a company is offering you 500,000 per month. Which one will you choose? You have passion. Okay, Mr. Collins, sorry. Let's hear. Yes.
I will run with my business because it's going to be this $200 for a startup. Now we're talking about 5 things. We're talking about things like I'm working for 10 years and my salary will be like or max. But with my startup of 200, in the next 2 years, I should be talking about 1 million.
The business has been failed.
Because let him finish, please. Let him finish.
So someone like me, basically, I will look at my business. I will look at my business. Now, these are responsible. Dive into business. Okay, I look at my business and look at my job. Or look at the job I want to take. Can I'm married to two people. Okay, if this business is going to give me.
No, you have to choose one. You cannot marry. Yes.
Yes. I will take my business.
Even when you are not sure of the future of the business.
Yes, I will take the future of the person's job. I will take the business because.
Okay, please. Let's hear.
For me, I think everybody has a different way.
Okay.
Now, how much do I have to start this business? I have the money to start. So how much do I have to get this 200,000 per month? That would basically okay, if I work in the group, can I be able to save more and work for 1 or 2 years and come back? To get more money to start the business.
Let's hear.
But looking at this, you would put a lot of work as compared to when you do the office job. So if it's me, I would take the office job for 500. Inside that 500, I you know,
All right.
Some people feel business okay, and it's not just you will be thinking on the everyday. You need to be checking your bill itself.
Let's
About business.
Now, on that business, we said this profit. Now let's look at this aspect. If you are earning salary, remind yourself that there is expenses in that salary that you are going to do. Then on business, we said this is your profit after expenses.
This is after expenses.
Okay.
I'm saying we have gross profit.
No, we said profit.
We
Sir.
have gross profit and we have net, right?
Okay.
So gross is just how much did I buy, how much did I sell? That's gross profit. Before you now talk of how much is the transport, how much is the feeding, how much is the... But let's say the net is equal to 200.
200. So I prefer the business because I believe that I've removed all the expenses out of that business. I have my time, I have my 200. But in 500,000, meanwhile, you know that your expenses is on that 500,000. You don't have your independent. Your time. You have to be independent on Saturday.
All right. Sorry, please. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Please, let's hear it.
Look at this question very well. That's why some of us as a youth, working for people who are there. Business is not easy to set up. And if you involve your everything about concentration, that's where vision and mission comes in. If you have vision that, oh, this business, I started with maybe 200,000. If you look at some of the business they sell, they are for years from my home. Singapore, they started with 300,000, 300. And today, and they started with 3 million, and I have opportunity to lose one. They are two. They said they two. They are in that time. Why? When they 2007, they said they made two. That one is paying them salary. Two of them. They are old women. That started that. So if you look at how much they start with, how much
They have now.
they are, the whole business are escalated to that. You will not, if you are not disciplined. And if the guy is carrying his certificate, enter street, notice, he went to experience, he will gain enough of money. If I will shock you, how many people that have this financial stability that are able to pull out from them. I remember this other line. I remember the time it started. Actually, that guy started longer ago, but his brother that is a footballer. That's it's a thing. What your family? You understand? So, but he was able to start. Now, if you check, go it, standard line.
Okay.
Go it and know how much they are putting. So, what I'm trying to say is, if you are looking at what you want to do today, if I have my way, even if this thing give me 100,000, the financially will you start? That's
All right.
Then we are putting question like, okay, this business give you 200,000. This one will pay you 500.
Okay. So I think if we think futuristic, right? If we go futuristic, business will pay off in the long run. Now, outside the fact that you have your time, and it's not a shock. You know, if you are doing business, it's not that you're opening a kiosk and you are doing it will stress you, like you said, mentally and otherwise. So, business, right? But the number one reason why people want to go for business, have their business, is for the independent. They don't want any Michelle to be checking. Okay, ask your question.
But what people work on that? It's a question. Because they're working on that, you don't want to have business. So if everyone decides that they want to have business, I don't want to work for All of you are doing business. What happens to the people that work under the people that have business?
Now, okay. So we can continue, right? So we can continue. Please, sorry. Now, this is just a case study question we're just trying to do around, right? Now, I personally believe some persons are not cut out for business. I personally believe, right? So, unless you know you are a business person and you can stand the stress that comes with it, it's short. If anything happens, it's short. So that's it. Please, let's go ahead and motivation for business startup. The Global Entrepreneurship Mentor has classified motivation for business startup into necessity and opportunity. So those are the two reasons for business startup: necessity and opportunity. Necessity and opportunity. So opportunity talks about you see a business opportunity, you just go for it, you grab it. You may not even be, you might just be working. So I know some persons here in this class that are planning business for a short period of time because there's an opportunity within that time frame, right? And people do it. I'm sure some persons sitting here already say are not planning. Some persons have a side business that you think there's an opportunity there and you are just, now that is one class. Another class of business or reason why people start up a business is necessity. Necessity. Okay, your own. Mother of invention. Necessity. Some persons don't really have a choice, right? You are not employed, but you must eat, right? So you just have to. You see some of these. I see. Now, this is not to castigate or to play down on those that are doing POS business, right? But I see, hold on. Yes, I know. I'm just saying, you see 2-3 persons, the cluster. That is not an opportunity, kind of, it's a necessity. Because you won't say you have a service already that somebody is rendering, and you are saying there's opportunity in this, unless if that one person is not meeting demand, which I can't say is that reason. So that is the case of necessity. I'm just showing that. I'm not saying those people are not cashing out. I know they cash out very well, right? But that is a case of necessity. You finish from school, there's no job, just feel like buy keke and be riding. That's necessity. Because some of those people, even this boat driver, some of them, if they relate with you, okay, I get my certificate for also if opportunity come for, that's the case of necessity, right? Are you okay? Now we said those are the two motivation for starting up a business.
No, it's not not necessary.
Why doing your goals as a necessity? Looking for the right salary job, the job is not what's coming, and it is 2 years, and you're saving. There are people who this business they are doing is just to eat, and why they are on the job or the necessity to move like that. Say, let me save.
Yeah.
So in 2 years' time, While you're looking for work, we saw you've gotten 2 cars more.
Okay, yes. Let me
You might
just.
even decide not to do.
That's what I want to answer. You say when necessity and opportunity meet, right? Maybe because of necessity, you are doing this business and you started cashing out big time. Then opportunity shows up. You have to weigh your options, right? If you are the type of person that, even if it was necessity that drive you into doing this business, and you are saying, if this job comes for me, I will leave this business. Wisdom should tell you, okay, do you have someone that can manage this business? Because this opportunity now is your passion, so to say, something you want to do. You can hand over this one to someone else. Why you go for this? So you can marry the two together. But if you cannot, that's in case you don't see someone that can manage this, and you now check yourself. This one they give me money, but this one a passion. Which one you want to chop? So you weigh your options, right? So we have a difficulty in business startup. What are the difficulty? We are still within time. Michelle, sorry.
10 minutes.
10 minutes more. Okay. Let's not get it too jam-packed, right? We're having another class very soon. So this is 9 minutes to 12, but I started late anyway. So that would be too long. That would be too. Not for me. I can go another 2 hours, but we have to finish. So let's say we stop by 11, 12, 12:15. 12:15 is fine. All right. 12:15. Okay, we are difficulty in business startup. Starting a small business is not as easy, or it's not an easy task. One must be psychologically and financially prepared to face and conquer numerous challenges, psychologically and financially. If you don't have the psychological makeup, the business will run you mad. Yeah. Some people will even say, instead of doing this business, just close and get peace. Then financial too. Yes, please. Psychological, right? All right. Please.
This experience.
I remember when I started my coaching.
Okay. We have a case study.
Yes, so I already done my calculation. I am going to put in this, and this is what I'm going to get at the end of this. So I said, 100K. So I came one morning. I saw 20.
Okay.
So I swallowed it. Dog up, green, very dead, no insurance. The next day I came, I saw 30 on the floor. So,
Okay.
This is what happens to us when we ask us at what point we stop.
Okay.
And so that's the question that before I started. At one point, because I asked a lot of questions. I did business. I got one.
Now that let me just say something. That's at what point should you stop? I think that's a worthy thing to note. All these motivational speaker, don't give up, keep going, keep going. There's a place of giving up.
Yes.
Wisdom will tell you there's a place of giving up, right? So it's not like please go ahead.
Okay, so I said no, I'm not looking at it now. I'm looking at future, 10, 20 years. What do I have to achieve? What do I want to achieve? So when I got that, when that happened to me, I did not stop. I still continue. 2 years later, I had similar issue when I was going to 300. I came one day, all of them died. So I lost money, I lost everything. So I asked myself, at what point do we stop? I gave myself a break of 3 months. I did not do anything pertaining to that business. Did more studying, and I came back to. So we started on business. You have the past
So in this case, this is both a psychological and financial stability. Strength. You have to have that mind. Okay, how many grades do you have now?
And they are and also if you want to do business, you should learn the business.
Now, that's where we'll wrap that one up for now. So if you want to do a business, do your market survey, do your market research. Some persons go into a business and that is one of the challenges that somebody's saying I'm making money day this business. How far money day? See, person will just start like this. See how much you don't get. You now just jump into the business without doing your visibility study, without doing your market research, without doing anything. Some people give themselves like, okay, I want to do this business, but let me take 2-3 years and learn from this person. Just go and do. I think that's the system the Igbo people use, apprentice system. You just go and learn. To go and learn so that you master beyond the fact that you have the money and you like the product or the business. You need to learn, right? And the wisdom is, do not invest in a business you don't understand. Do not say, okay, just throw your money. Just make sure you learn the business. And good thing, in this time and season, you can learn anything anywhere, right? You can learn. I think you can learn. So let's go to business model. Business model. A business model lays out the step-by-step plan of action for profitable operating a business. So the step-by-step plan to operate a business profitably. That's the business model. Like, what is the model you will follow? Model is for Christians, Jesus Christ is our model. So something you are looking up to, right? A template, thank you. A template you follow to achieve your goal. And the goal of every business is to make profits, right? So we have a business model. We're not seeing this. I have a diagram, but let's go. Customer desire, what to sell, interactive. Business model development. Types of business model. Comparing business model, assessing business model. So let's talk about the types of business model. There are several types of business models, such as direct sales, franchising, advertising-based, brick and mortar, and traditional model. We all know all of this, right? Okay, let's take them one by one. Direct sales. You want to sell your product directly to the end users, right? Franchising. You are using somebody's business name to do. Example is Domino Pizza. They are in Calabar. Domino Pizza, yes. The person that is running it in Calabar is not the owner of the business name. So you just say, okay, this is a brand that is doing very well. Can I replicate whatever you are doing here? Then I'll pay you some commission from what I'm making. So the person gives you the secret to the business. Maybe the spice, whatever the person used for the business. So you replicate that kind of business and you are making your money, but you are giving this guy some percentage. Using the brand name, yes, using the brand name. So you can enter a market with it. These people already have a brand. Then we have a brick and mortar. Brick and mortar is brick and mortar. You walk into the office, like you don't sell online, you don't do direct sales. You have your office and you have your table and chair. People come to the office to. I think we do more of a brick and mortar and internet or what is it called here? Yes, internet banking. We still have people that come to the bank, but we have a banking business that don't have physical location. How many of you have been to OP office?
Just one location.
One location. Right. So they operate that too, but most of them are online mostly. You don't see them like what's their name now? Another saving piggy vest, right? Piggy vest. Not sure they have office anywhere, but online, and you do your savings. That's brick and mortar. And not traditional business model. Yes, traditional. No. I'm saying brick and mortar and physical location. Physical location. Now, click and mortar is people that combine physical and online. They call those ones click and mortar. Yes, click, like internet clicking. Please have those business model. Both physical and online, they combine it. Yes, hybrid.
Only online.
Only online is online. Only online will be online. So even if two business operates in the same industry, they are likely to use different business model, and now because of the competitive advantage they have. Now you can't open a banking business in a rural environment and you say you want to go online, digital. Business model like that will not work. Some of these elderly people want to see, where's the office? How can I put my money in a place? So you have to check the model that work for the environment or the kind of business you want to run before you can adopt a business model and go for it. Comparing business model. 15 minutes. Assessing business models. So we can read up on this comparing business model. Just, you know, the different type of business model. Comparing them as to, I gave how many? Please name the four. Direct sales, franchise, bricks and mortar. We have traditional.
Online.
Consider for SME. Number one, we have middlemen. There's somebody in between you and the end users that help you to, and that's another business. You can just say, you know, middlemen are into business too. Like there are people that are main distributors, they don't produce anything. They just get from the producer and give to this people, and they get their commission in between. Then we have marketplace. You say they have the reason for high price. Okay, some of them add to the price to get, but for some of them to discuss. So when it's very available, they hold part of it. Knowing fully well that the season is coming when this thing will be. When they release it, they have to make you squeeze more money out of the market. Another one is the marketplace. That's online stores. That's the model that's supported by Jumia, Konga, and the rest. Yes, online model. Then we have the subscription model. Subscription model will be something like DSTV, TV, you subscribe. Netflix.
And chill.
We have on the go model. On the go model, on the go business model. That one has to do with what they're doing. These guys that do delivery, these guys that do dispatch, online drivers, boats, and the rest. Then we have premium model, not premium, premium. Premium. Example is this guy, LinkedIn. You can just LinkedIn as a premium. Premium, but you want to go FREEMIUM.
Premium. Not seen premium before.
So they can allow you to use the platform for free, but if you want to do some things, they will not ask you to pay. If you want to upgrade, ChatGPT do that. There's a limit to free checking. And if you want to upgrade, you have to pay. Reverse auction. Reverse auction. Reverse auction. Auction is you have things to sell, then you auction it. I mean, you give it the ISP that gets it. Now, reverse auction is you come for vendors, right? You tell them what you want to do, then you ask them to bid. Suppliers and vendors have the auction is reversed now. They are not the one calling them. You tell them what you want, then you have them send in their quotation and their so that we have auction. That's another business model. Okay.
I'll look at the auction. In the auction model, the highest bidder actually is better than them.
Okay.
And after the reverse auction, auction. For example, the lowest person, okay, can give it to them. That's why it's asking.
Yes, that's why it's reversed. The lowest person.
Just like
But not necessarily the lowest person. Not necessarily. Right?
There are a lot of factors to do some factors as capacity, capability, industry experience.
Industry experience, yes,
All that. All that. I don't know whether you are able to all. As a factor, but one of the things actually involved the joining people is the price. Because all of them, all the things I'm saying, all of them, all having at one point was the old.
But depending on how much they are willing
they are willing to do the job for you. So the price that we do the job was that price, the least person, okay, amongst the, let's say for instance, I want to build this house.
Okay.
I want to build this house, and then I'm the contractor, calling the contractor, one time is the contractor, and all bring their position. And we look at their industrial expertise. Okay, I've done something like this before. They actually follow it up with total evidence of what they've done before. They follow it up with even their bank statement of the payment they've received.
Following up with clients that even coming that can vouch for them.
They can vouch for them and everything like that. Now, you know, look at like this man has the capacity to do this way. So those has the capacity, capacity. But within the three of them, they're all called trade secrets.
Okay.
Actually inform them on where they get their products from.
Trade secrets. That's you know this person is quoting this price. You don't quote the price because the person is quoting the same price because you don't know who is supplying the person. What the person? Okay.
So there are trade secrets actually that informs the cost. Their cost. Actually, the cost comes down to this. So you know that is actually the last option. One thing that informs one thing that actually informs you is the price. After looking at every other factor, it's the price. The least person, the least bidder is the one that
you are the buyer, so to say. So buyers are always price sensitive. Even though there are some that because of ego, they want to show you they have the money. So even if this product is offering the same thing, right? They want you to give them that class. Just add that their ego and tell them it's higher than this amount. They will feel like, okay, so I'm superior to this person because my code is 5,000 and it's code is 1,000. But when it comes to reverse option, the price is usually the determining factor. Thank you very much. So we go to, okay, we have 2 more slides to go. Idea management. This is the ability to capture feedback or insights from internal and external stakeholders for adding this feedback into future products, product design, product release. Ability to capture feedback or insights from internal and external stakeholders. Who is a stakeholder? Who is a stakeholder? What do we understand by stakeholder? Not shareholder, stakeholders. And when you have interest, you have a stake in the business. So for instance, who are the stakeholders? Let's talk about the internal stakeholders. Who are the internal stakeholders? Employees.
Okay, stakeholder can also be shared.
Of course. Stakeholder is the umbrella name. Then you have a shareholder too under it, you have the employees, you have the immediate community, even government is the stakeholder, but they are looking at your business. People are but that's the negative, right? So we have idea management is how you capture feedback and insights. You release the products, you test it. So for you to manage the idea or for product enhancements, you have to see what is this feedback, what is the feedback I'm getting. And there are some businesses that release sample of the product to the market and you get feedback from it. So that's what idea management is talking about. The ability to capture feedback or insights from internal and external stakeholders, and you use that feedback to develop or to enhance the product in the future. Benefits of idea management. Benefits. Idea management helps organizations to make full use of creative potential of their employee. It helps businesses to make full use of potential of their employee. Okay, we will have to advise on that. I think there should be a suggestion box, so to say, for feedback. Good for employee. Good for employee. Good for employee. So we get to suggest, yes, that's what this training is, right? We should rub up in our days. Yes. So we have a feedback section. Employees should tell us what do you think we are doing right.
So they'll tell me I give them too much.
What do you think we should advance? Now, of course, it's not all those ideas that you have to consolidate. You have to see it and find who is really speaking from the place of knowledge, right? So it helps an organization to get the best of their staff. Beyond employing you to be an accountant or a teller, you may have idea in this product or how you can market this product or develop a product. You got the idea, right? Idea management helps innovation process more efficient. It helps innovation process. So you want to create a new phone, right? You put this phone to use and you get feedback from the use of this one. So what are the weaknesses in this one? What can we leverage on? What can we build on? I think iPhone is best for that. They keep releasing one grade or an advanced grade, as the case may be. iPhone. Which one is the latest iPhone now? Was it this guy that I saw? Williams back. Yes. Was should they see the latest iPhone 17 that he bought for the wife? So what I'm saying is that iPhone is an example of organization that does this. So they improve on the product. So idea management make innovation process more efficient. Number 3, idea management makes it possible to engage and motivate employees. To engage and motivate. If you don't know what is running in this person's mind, you don't know where to engage from. So if you have a session where people talk, give feedback, you can now engage them based on that. You don't just assume, right? And you can know what motivates individual. Even though you cannot motivate everybody and say them, but if you say, just increase my salary and motivate them, increase my salary and motivate them. And you can now know that, okay, on the average, some people, for them it's not salary. Some of them, they just want It's conducive working
When
environment.
you increase my salary, let it go. Let the government do.
It says conducive environment. I saw a resignation letter from one of the Gen Zs. Saying, don't like to say that she's resigning because they are shouting at her. They don't used to shout at her in the house. That is one of the things that goes, right? They are more concerned about their so for some persons, it might not really be money. For some persons, just give us is very conducive. Alright, I generally train system evaluation to advance quickly. Okay, this is the last. Similar to the last time. The challenges of idea management. Can we read up this? Idea management is difficult to engage and motivate. It becomes difficult to evaluate and prioritize. I'll send this like this. Let me take this last 5 minutes to do business plan. So,
Don't be offended. Don't be offended.
5 minutes.
We have had
business plan.
We've had plenty. I will send you this slide.
No, I will send it. He has it. Please, I don't know. I'll send it to him so I can send to. I don't know. I'll just know. I'll ask for the details.
Because
Business plan. This is the last part we'll be heading for today. Business plan. What is business plan? Business plan has to do with documenting the plan you have for the future of the business. Like putting it in a review format. Somewhere in the Bible, not to go with the Bible students. Write it down. Okay? The Bible says write it down. The vision, make it plain. So I can run. A short brain is better than a long. A short person is better than a long brain. Make sure you write it down because it guides you. This is what you are writing down. Are you meeting it? Are you close to it? So business plan is like a template. A written down template of how your business should go, how your business will go, and that's 8 sections. Executive summary. So I'll just explain. I will go. Executive summary is the summary of your business. Now, if you're writing a business plan for a proposal or for a loan, that executive summary is for those investors that want to give you the money. Executive summary in the sense that these guys don't have too much time to be going into details. So just because a summary of this, what every other thing contains, even the financials, right? What contains? Number 2, business and industry. What kind of business are you going into? What is the industry, right? Are you going into banking? Are you going into oil and gas? Are you going into farming? The business environment, the business sector, the industry. Number 3, that's section 3 now. We speak to the market analysis and the competition. You should do it. Don't just jump out and start a business. Do a market visibility. Is there need for this product I want to even start? If there is need, do I have a competitive advantage over those people that are already doing it? Right? So you do your marketing analysis and your competition analysis, the strength. Okay, this person is already doing it. But I think I can do better because okay, I have a background, education background in this. There's things I know that this person does not know. I have access to finance that this person might not have. I can do better. Then you can go into the market. Not the market that is already established, and you know if you come, you don't have a competitive advantage, well, you just want to waste the money. And you still go. You're not praying. Okay, pray that works. But what I'm saying in essence is that make sure you have a working plan. Don't just do. Then we have sales and marketing plan. What is your sales and marketing plan? How do you plan to sell these products? What is your marketing plan? Right? Some companies, when they want to introduce the new product to the market, they sell it at a cheaper price. But when you are going back to buy that same product, you're in trouble, yes. Because they know the kind of product they are selling. I think Close Up was the one that did it some years ago. They were introducing this fresh Close Up. In fact, they were buying one and take one for free. But when you finish it and you want to go and buy, you now pay for that first one that the industry prepared. You now pay for it and subsequent payment. So what is your marketing plan? What is your, how do you plan to push out this product to the market? You want to do promotion, you want to do adverts, and all of that. Then we have ownership structure and management plan. Do you want to own it by yourself? Me, myself, and me, enterprise. Me, myself, and I, enterprise. Or do you want to partner with someone? Or do you want to sell share? Those are different, right? You can do partnership, right? Just me and you. And you can share 50-50, 70, 30, whatever percentage. Or you can decide to sell share. Bring 5 persons, bring 1 million. So we are the owner. By then you have a structure, right? So it depends. You write it in that business plan. What is the ownership and management plan? Number 6, you have the operating plan. What is the plan for operating the business? Who will be the head of this? How will you be the operations generally? Who will handle this? Who will supervise this? Who will do this? Number 7, financial plan. This is the most important, especially if you are looking to access facility or you want to get grant from Dunielu. This financial plan is very important because some of these businesses, all those stories might not make sense. But when it comes to the figure, that's when you tell yourself. You might be thinking you have the whole of Calabar to sell product. But when you come down to the number, you're not saying 10,000 naira. If you remove all your operating expenses, you're going at the loss of 50,000. Doesn't make financial sense, right? So you have to do your financial plan, detail. This is how much I will spend. This is the expenses. This is how much I expect. This is the quantity of product I will produce. If I sell 5 naira per unit and I sell 500 units, I should get so revenue. Then from this revenue, I remove my cost of sales. I should get my gross income. From this gross profit, these are the expenses I will make. I'll pay for shopping, I'll pay for labor day, I'll pay for sales game, all of that. Then this is the bottom line. This is where I'll come to. Does it make business sense? Does it make financial sense, right? As business plan, financial plan. Then you have the appendix and exhibits. This one shows supporting documents, the market research, your exhibits, all this data that you bank on, how do you get it? This market that you projected that you have 50,000 markets for your product, how do you come about it? You do research, you do all of that. That is the appendix and all right, that's the end of chapter 2 and graciously the end of my time for today. Thank you very much. We have questions. We have questions.
We understand.
So I will share the slide and the notes. I will share the slide and the notes with the IT, and I'm sure you know how to.
And their flashback. Who is their flashback?
So I'd like to thank you very much for the time, audience, and attention. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do everything. Next one is the class.
And off my camera too.
I see.
20